Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trek Canon and the bootleg edition. Another hot thoughts, if you will. So, today I wanted to talk about the perception of the Federation and Starfleet, in particular, being a military organization. Short answer, it has the ability to switch to that, but only in the medium realm. All right. They have been known to amp that realm up into the high realm. Say, for instance, uh, the ships that they decided to start to design in preparation for the Borg invasion, i.e., the Defiant and the Sao Paulo. Um, the ships and designs that they came up with and the weapons and shielding that they came up with like the blade of armor and things like that, for preparation and during the Dominion era fight and, that kinds of things. But here's the thing. Starfleet is a exploration based organization. All right. Their members are members of the explorer genre. Okay, their bases are explorers. Think of it like this: in the military, right? You have a whole bunch of different MOSs, a lot of different job fields. You might have, you know, medium helicopter repairs, or infantry, or MIs, or or MPs, things of that nature, right? Your artillery, but they're all at base trained to be soldiers. Okay, they are all soldiers. All right, each one of these fields, each one of these people knows how to carry M16, use it pretty effectively. Okay, now they all know that low crawl, high they all run. They're all soldiers, but they have specializations. Now, think of Starfleet that way, except as far as them being take out the soldier part and put explorers. They are all base explorers, and they have their particular fields, their MOSs, their jobs. All right. So you might have some that's in, astrophysics, or, you know, um, uh, biology, or entomology, or, you know, um, whatever Keiko was, botanist. You may have people who spec into the security aspect of it. Okay. So they are the people who, the policemen, the protectors, all right, the peacekeepers, if you will. All right. You have people who spec into the engineering fields. All right. So engineering, which include mechanical engineering, all types of electrical engineering, all types of engineering fields. Okay. You have people who spec into the command structure, but even with them, they have a basis in one of these fields or in multiples of these fields, but they all use these principles of theirs to facilitate their base mission, which is to explore. Now, if anything has taught us anything, all right, even with the aspects of things that happen here on Earth, all right, you just can't be running around thinking that everybody shares your values, your principles, your culture, even your language. Okay. Um, as a result of that, conflicts tend to happen. All right, conflicts tend to happen. Misunderstandings tend to happen. Outright, just straight aggression tends to happen. Okay, and as a result of that, you can, which is what we learned in the original series Enterprise, is hey, every time we going out here, we run into people who are trying to kill us or take us over or use us as slaves or use us as food, or all these types of things. All right, take our technology, figure out where we come from, and come back and conquer our world, take over our territory. All right, take our women. So they had to come back and start to figure out a way to defend against these aggressions. Okay. Now, that leads us into, okay, well, if this is something that they did, they basically militarized themselves. All right. Well, then, just like in any form of conflict, all right, you have offense and defense. Okay. If you think about it, Starfleet uses their weapons, all right, in a more defensive way instead of an offensive way. All right. So when you think of it that way, you can't be like, well, is Starfleet a military organization? They have military aspects, okay, which most of those they spec into defense, okay, things that would defend them and protect their territory and the Federation and the Federation citizens, which is their, prime direct, which is their primary mission, okay, to protect Federation lives, all right. They need to have weapons to be able to do that, okay. Now, it depends on how you use these weapons, which will determine if, what type of militaristic system you are. Are you an aggressive military organization? Okay. Or are you a peaceful military organization? How can you be a peaceful military organization? Just like I said, you have spec into defense. Yes, you're fully capable of waging an offensive battle, but there are things, principles, values, doctrines, laws that prohibit you from just going out and just deciding to be a conqueror or an aggressor. All right, because again, that's not what we own. We are on exploring, opening up dialogue, okay, and protecting civil, Federation citizens and lives and territory. Now, here's the thing. There are some who say that even during the Dominion War and the war with the Borg, that the Federation spec more into the offensive side of militarization. All right. And for them, I want you guys to understand something. First, y'all think your perspective is a little off. All right. And this is what I'm going to give as examples as to why. First of all, if you guys remember in the conflict with the Dominion, for instance. If you guys watch that conflict, Starfleet was very adamant about not doing things that would cause outright oblivion to the enemy. All right. Even when there were admirals who tried to take the route of creating a coup in Starfleet and doing things like this or developing viruses that would wipe out the founders. There were members in the Federation that always opted to not do that. Okay. And overall, they always won, even when there were hundreds of thousands of names coming down the list. There were always things that they opted to not do. When the brain, when they found out that that the brain had energy dampening weapons, they improved their shields. Okay, they improved their phaser capacities, stuff like that. But they didn't create weapons that would straight up destroy the. If the think about this for a second, think about the technological advances that Starfleet and the Federation has had over all of the time in canon that they've been around. Think about if they really decided to wage an offensive military battle against somebody. Think about the things that they could bring to bear. All right. One, we know that the Federation can destroy entire suns, causing a cascade wave that destroys entire systems. We know they can do this. All right. One time they did it in Deep Space Nine to take out a Dominion shipbuilding yard. Okay. But why didn't they ever use that against heavily populated Cardassian worlds? All right. Or Dominion worlds. All right. They will soliton wave technology, which can obliterate the surface of a world. All right. They will the Genesis device technology, which not only can utterly just obliterate the surface and everything that's on all life form on the surface of your world, but reform it into whatever the Federation decided they wanted it to be. Okay. They've never put that technology in, say, torpedoes to go against that. Think about torpedoes. The Federation outlawed one of the most deadly weapons that I've seen in pretty much anything. a transporter sniper rifle. Okay, think about if they was to bring that to bear, or even make it better, make transporting torpedoes, quantum torpedoes, or even better, utilize utilize phase technology. That wouldn't break the Treaty of Algeron. Only cloaking technology would break the Treaty of Algeron. But phase technology, putting that, the same thing that they used in the Next Generation when the Pegasus, I believe it was, got stuck in the asteroid trying to use phase technology. All right. They can use phase technology on their torpedoes to just bypass shielding, period, and obliterate worlds. They have they have biogenic compounds that they could have unleashed. All right. Or made even better and unleashed. Okay. So when you think about, they could have went back in time, right, and totally erased all of them from existence. They could have slingshot around. They could have slingshot around the sun, right? Went back about 1,000 years, or before, the Cardassians or the Romulans and any of them was, when they was coming right up out the swamp, right, and just came down there and stepped on whatever life form that was that came out, right? Yeah, Federation has time travel. Starfleet has time travel, time warp. Okay, so never think that the Federation is offensively militaristic. No, they have always chosen to take the most docile, most balanced approach to a conflict all throughout Star Trek as possible. They have never brought to bear the terribleness, right? They could beam torpedoes pretty much anywhere they want to. All right. Yeah, but what if they got up shields? Yeah, they could battle your shields once your shields get weak. Beam torpedoes over to you. No, but they give you the option to surrender. All right. So, do I think Starfleet is a militaristic organization? No. All right. I believe that Starfleet is what it says in its doctrine. It is a it is a organization of exploration. Okay, which uses militaristic tactics and equipment in the most defensive and protecting way that they can. All right. And engaging each conflict as balanced as they can. All right. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys think something differently or if you guys agree. And thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And as always, peace, recycle, and say the whales. I got it. It's the second glass. Second glass.